Today we're in Proverbs chapter 4, and at this point we're really still in an introduction. The first several chapters, Solomon is making his case to his son to seek wisdom, to avoid foolishness. He's pleading his case that if you will listen to my instructions, if you will strive after wisdom, treasure it in your heart, then things are going to go well with you. The likelihood of peace and prosperity and length of days will be yours. It's more likely to happen if you do these things. So he says here in our text, he talks about our Father's instruction. He talks about the good precepts. Precepts are truth, things to live by. Do not forsake my teaching. And then he does something interesting here in Proverbs that we could quickly look over if we didn't read it more carefully. He says, when I was a son, so here he was a son, and my father. So here, who was his father? His father was David, King David. So here we actually have a proverb of David. He taught me and said to me, he's quoting his father, let your heart hold fast to my words, my commandments, and live. And so we see here that Solomon is instructing his sons and his daughters, no doubt, as David had instructed him. Paul would say in the New Testament that we should trust reliable men who will then go and teach others. Solomon is modeling for us as husbands, as dads, as moms, as wives, the way of discipleship, that we pass down what we know. We pass down wisdom. We pass down skills and knowledge. But our desire is not just to pass down knowledge, but actually for our children to apply this wisdom to them. And then he tells us here, if you do not forsake her, she will keep you. If you love her, she will guard you. And the her here again is wisdom, wisdom personified. He says here, this is the beginning of wisdom. And as we track through here, this is really still David's proverb. He tells us to prize her highly. And what does she do? She will exalt you. Again, this is the probability. These are not promises, but the probability. If you're applying wisdom, if you're living a wise life, applying the scriptures to you, then these things are liable to go well with you. It says she will place on your head a garland of grace, bestow upon you a beautiful crown. And that's what we want for ourselves. That's what we want for our kids. So let's teach our children the wisdom of the Lord.